Welcome back, everybody. Sport Federation TV. We, of course, carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape. A number of different codes across the 6 districts. And one of the codes, of course, in South Africa and across the provinces and the districts is karate. Now, karate's got a number of different codes. But, of course, in the Western Cape, we've got some really great athletes and coaches. And we thought we would catch up with one of the coaches from Western Cape Karate, Troy Futter. And Troy is, of course, also Western Cape Karate champion. Troy, great to have you on the line. Nice to see you on the other side. How are you?
Hi, JP. I'm very well, and you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I suppose we keep saying it. We're going one day at a time.
Yeah.
Troy, let's start at the beginning here. You've got a fantastic tracksuit on. That's the actual Western Cape athlete's tracksuit. We haven't seen that on the show before. You got to tell us about that accomplishment.
Yeah. The tracksuit's great. I do think it's better than the last tracksuits. And yeah, being a part of the Western Cape team is always great. It's amazing for me. I've grown up. I started when I was 4 years old, so I've been through the Western Province team and now to the Unicity team and then the Western Cape team. So yeah, it's a big change and things are good. Things are in the Western Cape. Things are good for karate.
That's great. That's great stuff. That's the actual provincial. As we're both wearing the same emblem there, you've got it on the tracksuit. I've got it on the wall behind me. I've got it on the shirt that I'm wearing. So that's fantastic. Troy, just tell us a little bit before we get into the karate competitions. We know it's been locked down. The last few months has been impossible for everybody out there. But let's just start with you from the beginning. We know that in karate there are different types of codes and styles and divisions. But just tell us a little bit about your type of karate that you do.
So the type of karate I do, I'm actually a Goju based style, but I specialize in sports karate myself. So I've got my own little karate school out here in Tableview, and I specialize in kumite, so the fighting part of karate. I used to do kata when I was younger, until I was about 20 years old, and then I stopped doing kata and just focused solely on the kumite, which is semi-contact sports points fighting that we do.
It's, of course, the Japanese name when you use the word kumite. For folks who are watching now, they're not in the karate circle where you've got your whole own language, literally. Kumite being the fighting style. But now you guys compete, as you say, in what you call a sport karate side of things. How does that differ from maybe a different type of fighting style?
So in the sports karate, we work with points. So any hand attack to the body or face is 1 point scored. Any kick to the body is 2 points. Any kick to the face scored, and with a takedown is 3. So 3 points. So we actually we do have a little bit of judo throws in the competition as well. So there are takedowns allowed. And yeah, it's just to the face. It's very controlled as we are seniors. There's light contact. With the kids, there's no contact to the face. And to the body, you can make a pretty decent contact, which is quite nice.
So let's go back a few months. How have you guys been managing communication with the athletes and so on over the last few months? I mean, you haven't been able to train. I know that karate had a very effective return to training plan put in place quite quickly with all the different COVID regulations and return to training, because primarily you have the ability to keep your athletes separate in your organization, or at least during your training. But how have you guys been managing to stay in touch with the athletes over the last 8 months?
It has been extremely difficult, but luckily with everything that's going online now, we have been able to do quite a few seminars. Towards the middle of lockdown, I was actually fortunate enough to link up with athlete and instructor in Portugal, and we had an international seminar with about 5 countries that joined on. So all the South African athletes that I reached out to were able to take part and join in. And then also with Karate South Africa, they have given us seminars where we're able to join in and train together. So it's been a lot of discipline on the athlete's part, because it's very, very easy just not to turn your camera on or not to turn your laptop on. So it's taken a lot of discipline, but I do find that a lot of the guys that are serious about competing have taken this time to prepare better for next year instead of waiting 2 months before the competition. So in a lot of ways, it's actually given us a step up for next year, because we've had 8 to 10 months to prepare for some of the athletes that take it seriously.
Troy, now you guys got some sort of online competition coming up as well. Your chairperson, Mr. John Daniels, was telling me that you have a UFAK online competition. Now, I'm not sure what UFAK means, but I'm sure you're about to explain it to me.
Yes, so UFAK is the African organization of karate. So you get the WKF, which is the World Karate Federation, and then the UFAK, which is Africa. So it's all the African countries in one. And they're holding a e-tournament, which is from ages 8 to 14, and that will be starting on the 12th of December, and it's only for kata. So kata is the movements or the dance of karate. So it's fighting in a structured form, in like a choreographed movements. So that will be happening. And yeah, it's very cool for us. And the winners will be the African champs from age 8 to 14.
That's fantastic. It really gives a way for athletes to focus on something and have a goal.
Yeah.
How does that work, Troy? I mean, I'm assuming that they're doing it at home, and you log on and I mean, you're not getting together in a group somewhere, in a country somewhere where there's a camera on you and so on. You actually do it at home.
Yeah, so how it works is that each athlete would have to submit a video. In the Western Cape, we actually have 7 athletes that will be competing. I have one of my students that will be competing. So we've got 24 hours to submit the video as the date of that competition opens. So within 24 hours, we have to go down to, you can go to your dojo, you do it at home. A lot of people do it at home. You take the video, and on each athlete has a number that they have to show to help tell the referees which athlete is competing. So then they'll show the number, they'll perform their kata, and then we then have 24 hours to upload the video. And then the video is judged by a panel of judges that's set out by the WKF. And then they will judge. They have 24 hours to judge, and then they let us know whether we're into the next round or not. And then the whole process starts again. We've got 24 hours to then upload the next video.
So I suppose then people are able to film on their phones. If they've got a video camera at home, they might use that. And it's fairly simple to do. Troy, from a Western Cape perspective, have we got any, apart from yourself, of course, have we got some hot shots that are in the mix that are going to challenge for, let's say, the Africa title?
Yes, we've got, well, for this E competition, we've got some really good athletes coming up. There's a lot of the youngsters are looking very sharp. I think us as seniors are a bit worried for the future, because we know that the youngsters are coming up and they're looking good. So it's always a stress. In the Western Cape, we've got great athletes. If you take South Africa as a whole, Western Cape really produces very good fighters, very good kata people, and a lot of the time they're on top of the national board. So I mean, in the up and coming the UFAK, the children's African competition, we do have some girls that are national champions. That this will actually be their first time competing nationally, as UFAK doesn't have a normal division for this age group. So this will be a first time opening up to the kids, the juniors, to actually see where they stand in Africa.
That's fantastic. When do we expect the tournament to be on, Troy? And are we able to get some of those videos to showcase your athletes, your Western Cape champions?
So it will be on Sport Data, and it will be starting on the 12th of December. And you can follow these divisions live. There is a way to follow it live, and you can watch the videos of the kata and see how they are judged, and then see where the athletes are sitting. So it is all just online. So you go sportdata.org and karate, and then the UFAK children's competition will be there, and you click on the link. It's a very easy website to move around. There's a lot of it shows you what's live. It shows you who's sitting where with what points, which is great to follow.
Troy, we'll leave it at that. We'll say to you guys, obviously stay safe out there, and as I said, we look forward to getting the results back from this tournament and see how our athletes did.
Yeah, great. Thanks, JP. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great. And yeah, we'll keep in touch and let Western Cape know how our athletes do. I'm sure they'll do very well. We've got a lot of good guys that are going into this competition.
Fantastic stuff, Troy. Good luck that side. We'll chat again soon.
Thank you so much. Cheers, JP.
There we go, folks. Troy Futter, Western Cape coach, Western Cape champion. They've got an online tournament coming up, and of course we can't wait to get some of those videos that we can actually show you on the show of how our Western Cape athletes did. Folks, don't go away. When we come back from a break, we'll carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape.